response. And the state is making safety checks at mental health residences. NJN News for Monday, August the 16th. Governor McGreevey is resisting Democratic power brokers who want to speed up his resignation date. Aides and allies of the governor say he is sticking to his decision to step down November 15th, despite pressure that developed this weekend from within his own party. Senior political correspondent Michael Aaron is in our Newark bureau with more on the story. Michael.
Kent, the newspapers were full of stories in the past 2 days suggesting that certain Democratic power brokers are trying to force McGreevey out before September 3rd. That, of course, would trigger a special election this fall. And the reports all say it is John Lynch, George Norcross, and Congressman Bob Menendez who want to see Senator Jon Corzine run for governor this fall. At the moment, that still appears doubtful.
McGreevey's decision to step down November 15th in the wake of his stunning revelation about a gay affair sets the stage for Senate President Dick Cody to become acting governor. Lynch and Norcross have long been at odds with Cody and are said to be courting Senator Corzine. If Corzine were to win the governorship, his Senate seat would be open, and Congressman Bob Menendez is reportedly very interested in moving up to that seat. But it all depends on McGreevey moving up his timetable and stepping down by September 3rd. Two McGreevey spokespeople said today it's not going to happen. He has made his decision and is very comfortable with it. Another administration official said, why should he listen to them? The days of dealing with the bosses are over. Senator Corzine was in Florida today raising money for this fall's U.S. Senate races. His spokesman, David Wald, said the senator is not involved in any way in efforts to speed up the governor's resignation. The governor was seen exiting a building in Trenton today, but did not stop to answer reporters' questions. In his time of crisis this month, McGreevey turned to an old ally, Senator Ray Lesniak, for advice.
I don't think there's any way Governor McGreevey would or should change his mind.
Lesniak says the governor has set in motion an orderly transition, and he blasted those who, anonymously, he says, are trying to hasten McGreevey's exit for their own selfish interests.
They're like vultures flying around his political carcass. There's a very difficult time for the governor and for his family to be biting at his carcass anonymously. You know, if they came forward, you know, and said this publicly, you know, I'd feel different. I'd still think they were wrong. But, you know, for them to try to undermine him in this way is the most horrible and disgusting thing I can possibly imagine.
Congressman Menendez's spokeswoman says he's on vacation until Wednesday. She denied reports he's planning a news conference for that day to put more pressure on the governor. John Lynch did not return several calls for comment. A spokesman for George Norcross said he hasn't spoken to McGreevey or Corzine, but he spoke to Cody and expressed his continued support. I know of no plans to approach the governor about stopping the decision. It's his decision.
I wouldn't be surprised if some people are having one official public posture and another one in private. I'm sure that wouldn't surprise you either.
Democratic strategist Rick Thigpen says to his knowledge the movement to force McGreevey out sooner is not that widespread. 10 of 11 area newspapers editorialized this weekend that McGreevey should go now. But Thigpen doesn't think that will sway the governor, or anything else for that matter.
I personally would be surprised. He's made a decision, he announced it in public, and I don't know what pressure he'd be susceptible to. Unless there are things he has to fear from people, then that's one issue. Two is, if he thinks he's doing the right thing, then I think he'll stick with it.
Lesniak today was helping sort through national interview requests for the governor.
I think just as long as they come out after Friday, that's fine. We're fine.
He says McGreevey is in great spirits, having lifted a 40-year burden, and described being at Drumthwacket last week and finally learning the truth about his friend of nearly 30 years.
Did you really just learn last week that he was gay?
As I've said before, we were in as much denial as the governor was. The people closest to him obviously had heard all those rumors, and I've heard a lot of rumors, but we denied them just as he did. We weren't very objective because of our close relationship with him.
Senator Lynch, according to a source, is trying to rally elected officials in his county of Middlesex to come out on Wednesday and urge the governor to step aside in favor of Corzine. That attempt is not meeting with unanimous support. Meanwhile, the Associated Press reports this afternoon the FBI plans to investigate every aspect of McGreevey's relationship with Golan Sipple. Kent, back to you.
Thank you, Michael. State Republican leaders today renewed their own calls for the governor to resign immediately and clear the way for a special election. At the same time, one well-known Republican stepped up to say he's prepared to seek the governor's office, with the TV campaign launched today. State House correspondent Jim Hooker's here with us.